Guys, I think I'm out of skyblock content. I'm really just running out of ideas. I think that I might have some in a chest over here if I can just get through all these doors. Let's check it out. I got a ideas book here. Dungeons isn't out. Dungeons isn't out. Dungeons isn't out. Pets. Today we're gonna talk about pets.
Count what you have now. Don't count what you don't have.
Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today we are going to talk about pets. Woohoo! The first Pets update, it came out, it's a banger. No longer are you just walking around without a little cube following you, flying behind you, by your side at all times. Now, you have a cube. It's epic, but in reality, Pets is an update that definitely is a step in the right direction in Skyblock. It allows for a lot more specialization in your build. You get to choose specific things that you want to do. If you want to tank, you use a turtle. If you want to do damage, you use Ender Dragon or Tiger. If you want to forage, you use Ocelot. There are so many different things that pets are useful for, but I do have a bit of nitpicks about pets. These are nitpicks. Like, I love the Pets update. The Pets update is so good. I'm very glad that they made it, but there's definitely some things that I feel like could be fixed with the Pets update in the upcoming Pets updates or upcoming updates. I don't know if they're going to focus specifically on pets, but they could definitely use a couple fixes, and I'm just going to talk about that in this video rather than just ranting as I usually do with no suggestions. This video is going to be very based on suggestions and just some problems that I do have with pets. Obviously, I want to reiterate, I love this update. So first thing I'm going to talk about for pets is leveling pets. Now, pets are really tough to level. If you don't know, an epic pet takes 18 million XP to get to max level, and a legendary pet takes 25 million XP to get to max level. So I have a legendary sheep level 100 from my wizard video, and a parrot level 100, and I also have a foraging pet, my epic ocelot, at level 100. Otherwise, I have no other pets at level 100. This is pretty normal. I probably have one of the most level 100 pets out of anyone, just because a lot of people don't grind up like a sheep or something like that. But look at my combat pets. I have a wolf, a turtle, an ender dragon, a magma cube, a skeleton horse, a Jerry. All of these pets, the tiger, there's a pigman. I sold my pigman. There are so many pets that you have to level for combat. And this is specifically geared towards combat that I'm talking about right now, but it even goes for like farming, where I have a bee, a chicken, and a rabbit. All of these are legendary. All of these require 25 million XP to level up. Well, if you have played the game before, if you are a sort of endgame player, you're probably at least level 25 in a lot of skills if you like grinded really hard. And even if you're at that level, even if you're only level 25, you can only level up 2 pets from like level 0 to 100. Like 2 legendary pets, you can get them from 0 to 100 in one total grind of a level 50 skill. If that doesn't make sense to you, it takes 55 million XP to get a skill from like the start to the finish in all of your levels, and that's 2 pets. And when there is so many combat pets, when there's a turtle, a wolf, a skeleton horse, a dragon, a Jerry, a pigman, when there's that many, you cannot grind all of those pets. Now maybe Hypixel doesn't want you to grind the pets. Maybe they don't want you to finish each pet. They want you to have a bunch of level 90s that are chilling, or just like a bunch of level 80-ish pets. They don't want you to stick with every single one. But that's annoying for completionists. If you want to complete every single pet, it is going to take like so much XP. There's 28 unique pets right now. If you want to level all of them to maximum XP, it's going to take 1.5 billion XP to even get your pets done. And that's across so many skills. You have mining where there's multiple. You like mining especially. No one's mining 50. And you have to get halfway to mining 50 from level 0 to level just 1 silverfish pet. But if you want to level your bat, you have to do the same thing. And if you want to level your wither skeleton, same exact thing. All of the pets are very expensive, very time consuming to level them up. Now, you may be thinking, that's not a huge problem. But, it can be fixed actually. there are a couple ways that you can fix this. I think the best way for them to fix something like this would be to add something like the pet food. Pet food was in this rewards area ever since like the dawn of time. It says coming soon. It's in carrot, and basically I think pet food can be used as something where it gives just XP for your pet whenever they consume it. You can have it have a cooldown. You can have it not have a cooldown. I would make it pretty expensive because you do want it to be like a grind still. You don't want everyone having all level 100 pets very easily, but I feel like need a way to have people able to do like leveling on pets by buying stuff. Because the thing about pets right now is I can't post a video where I'm showing off like an Ender Dragon pet, I feel, without it being at its max potential, without it being level 100. And for me to get it to level 100, I have to grind 25 million combat XP, which is not reasonable for like content creators there, or even normal players, because that's just one pet. What if the pet's not even good and you just want to see it at its max potential? Fishing pets, great example. You cannot grind a fishing pet manually up and then grind another one. It's too much. There's one fishing 50 player. They hit it today. One fishing 50. So they need to add pet food as a way to just feed your pet and give it XP. You can make it so one pet food gives it like 10,000 XP even, and you just need 5,500 of them to level your pet fully. That's a fair amount, and I feel like they could make it more expensive than in the Carrot 2. I feel like they could stick it in like the Carrot 8, and I really wouldn't care, just because it should be a high collection. It should be tough to get, but it definitely should exist where there's something that can level your pets. So the next thing I want to talk about is actually purpose in pets. Purpose is something that you need in any creative process. Whenever you are making something, such as like a YouTube video, for example, you need to have a purpose for the video. And whenever I come up with something, I come up with a title, I come up with the stuff that I want to say, and I just think of it before I make the video, because if I can't come up with good ideas beforehand, there's no reason to actually execute on this. And a lot of these pets have great purpose. You look at something like the sheep pet. This pet is made from alchemy. It gives intelligence, ability damage. It makes your abilities cost less. It makes you get a shield based off of mana, and it increases your total mana by 25% while in dungeons. This is a well-made pet that is purely based on just being intelligent, having more mana. It's just a big mage type pet. You look at something like the turtle, where it is gain defense or regen, gain immunity to knockback. You become an immovable object against the unstoppable force that skyblock throws at you. This is a very well designed pet. And then you look at something like the giraffe. Oh, the giraffe pet. This pet is a foraging pet, okay? Remember that, foraging. It has health and crit chance, because, you know, those are just very synergetic stats. They are perfect. It has long neck, which is where it drops extra logs when breaking leaves. You regen hearts per second, and then you get crit chance and crit damage when midair. What the hell were they thinking when they made the giraffe pet? Giraffe has no purpose. Giraffe doesn't have a goal, and that is why it is not a good pet. You're allowed to have a bad pet. Bad pets exist, and they can still have a good purpose. You look at something like the magma cube. It does more damage to slimes. It makes slime minions go faster. And then the last one is that it increases magma armor, which makes sense because it's from the magma boss. It works, but it's just not a good pet. You look at something like the chicken, where it is fully based on chicken stuff. You get more chance to drop in eggs. Your chicken minions work faster. And then the light feet is just related to like feather falling. So this pet, good purpose, bad pet. But then you have things like giraffe, where there is no purpose for the giraffe. The giraffe was clearly just an amalgamation of some ideas that they had for other pets. It's a foraging pet that has stats that could be on a mining pet to me. It could be on a combat pet, and then the other stats could be on a foraging pet. All of these stats are sort of worthless. And when it doesn't synergize, it's not going to be a good pet. So you look at something like the parrot, you know, it's got the potion boost duration. but then it has the intimidation accessories, and it has the other perk where it gives strength when it's out. It just doesn't match. A lot of the pets, like, I feel like they could definitely bring in the amount of purpose that a pet has. They could bring it in and just make each pet as good as something like the dragon pet, where you're dealing more damage to mobs in the end, and then you get a buff to your dragon sword, and then you get the increase to your stats. Or you just have something as good as the turtle. Like, these pets definitely should be based on one thing. You can't have a pet that's just in every pet, except the Ender Dragon, because the Ender Dragon has the stat increase. But, like, another great example that I can't really show, but I can sort of show, is the Wither Skeleton pet. Do you see how many stats are on there? Crit damage, defense, strength, intelligence, and crit chance on one pet. And how many people do you see using the Wither Skeleton pet? Like, none. People don't use it. It is just not something that people will run because it's not worth running, because there's just way too much going on. And that actually segues well into our next point. So some pets have great purpose. Some pets have bad purpose. But, you know, you look at the Guardian pet and you can tell what its goal is. It is to boost your enchanting. It's an enchanting pet, you know? Zaps your enemies for 0.2 times your intelligence. Intelligence, enchanting. Enchanting XP boost. You know, so this is a great combat pet. Why is it combat? Why is the Wither Skeleton a mining pet? Why is the Bat a mining pet? These pets aren't based on the skill that they are used, like, to level. I don't really get a lot of them that are like this. Like the giraffe, it's sort of a foraging pet. Like, when you look at it, you're like, man, that could be foraging. But, like, the bee has nothing based on farming here. It's clearly meant to be like a combat pet, because flowers are technically foraging if you look at it. It has a perk that is clearly based on combat, based on the strength, and then another perk based on combat because of the absorption. But it's a farming pet. Now, all of these pets could definitely use something that I'm just going to call a hybrid upgrade. They need to make these pets actually level from multiple skills. So the Wither Skeleton pet, for example, would level from combat, and it would level from mining. And the Guardian definitely needs to level from enchanting and combat. The fact that it is not like this is just not good for these pets, because a Guardian pet, if I want to get a higher enchanting boost, I have to grind combat. If I want a higher foraging boost, I grind foraging. Mining, same thing. Farming, same thing. Why is it different for enchanting? So they could either just fix this and make it an enchanting pet from the start, or they could just make it a combat / enchanting pet. So rather than just gaining the base XP from combat, it would gain the same amount of XP from enchanting, and like not the 1/12 XP from enchanting. So they could do this to a lot of the different pets, and it honestly wouldn't change much. It'd only be helpful to people for all these pets to actually change to like hybrids. They wouldn't have to change many of them, in my opinion. They could keep the majority of them that have a specific purpose built around the skill. They could keep them the same, but the ones that are weird, like the Bat, like the Wither Skeleton, like the Guardian, could be changed to where they are from multiple skills, and I think it would just really help those pets overall. The Pets update definitely changed how Skyblock is played for every single player. If you want to be an immovable object, you whip on that turtle. If you want to be an unstoppable force, you put on your dragon. And if you want to be a wizard, you whip out your sheep, and you be the best goddamn wizard that Skyblock has ever seen. So there are so many pets right now. There's 28, and there's only going to be more. So there's got to be a lot of tweaks to leveling, in my opinion, because although it isn't that reasonable to want every pet level 100, I think it should be at least feasible for a player to achieve something like that, because right now there is literally just no way for someone to hit level 100 on every pet. Even if you just leveled them with alchemy, that would cost billions on billions of coins, because it's over 500 million coins to level any non-alchemy pet through alchemy. So I definitely think that it could use a lot of tweaks, but this update was great for the game, and any future pets update will be great for it as well. If you guys did enjoy today's video, I would definitely appreciate a like or a subscription down below, or maybe even become a member with that blue join button. Thanks to my current members in the description, and a special thanks to DoubleOSomething, AKAX Gaming, and Jahan, Khatibi, Garrity for becoming $25 tier members. They are definitely very cool. And yeah, that is going to be all for today. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.